let's talk about the issues that Dallas is now facing on defense, specifically the D-line. We've spent weeks talking about their offense. Is their defense a little bit underrated, or are we just not talking about it?
There are no Super Bowl aspirations unless Dallas has the type of defense that they put out there the last 3 years. I believe that there's been no unit that we have avoided either or missed talking about their defensive line. They start the season. They don't have a defensive front right now.
What?
We talk about their linebackers, how good they are. They have 3 of them. Sean Lee even signed him back. But those linebackers, if they can't be free to run to the ball, because that's one thing they have in common. All of them are very fast. But you have to have linemen who are clutching and grabbing. The offensive linemen to keep them from getting up on the linebackers. That is the style. Rod Marinelli, who's the defensive coordinator there, he has done a tremendous job of teaching defense. We had the stat that when this defense plays less than 30 minutes, they were undefeated last year. So it's a combination. Zeke's not there. That's a problem because he leans on that offensive line, and them leaning on the defense allows their defense that is a little undersized to play less than 30 minutes, and that's when they're effective. So they brought Robert Quinn in to play opposite of DeMarcus Lawrence. But they also brought him in to be a leader and to stabilize that defensive line room that has been in flux for the last several years. Multiple suspensions, multiple young players not living up to their talent. So that's what they brought Quinn in, and now he's suspended. So the last 5 years, the Dallas Cowboys have had at least one starter on their defense that has been suspended for something that they could avoid it. So there's huge problems in Dallas. I believe that people need to give this more attention because this is not a Super Bowl or playoff team unless they have that front 7 intact. And right now, 2 of their starters are on PUP. One of them has a broke hand and is suspended. So they can't afford to get into a high-scoring game. They can't outscore the Saints. They can't outscore the Falcons, the Rams. They can't outscore these teams. Green Bay. No, they can't do that. So this is a huge development, and I think we should be on top of it because it will affect how the NFL season's played out.
The highest paid player on their defense and the best player on their defense ostensibly is DeMarcus Lawrence. He's on PUP list. The second highest paid player on their defense and one of the best players on their defense, Tyrone Crawford, he's on the PUP list. Robert Quinn, who is their biggest front 7 defensive addition, he's suspended, and Chris mentioned has a broken hand, and earlier demonstrated why that broken left hand, even because you can play with a club on it, what he's going to want to do as far as a pass rushing standpoint is going to be hampered until that club comes off it. And Randy Gregory, a guy who I think has high-level talent. And we saw that. Listen, there's a reason he fell in the draft. I think he was coming out of Nebraska.
Yes.
Guys smoked a lot of weed in Nebraska. Seems to be smoking a lot of weed in the NFL. Now, whether or not you should be suspended for that is a separate discussion. I don't think you should be, but it's the rules. I don't think you should be. And he knew it was the rules, and it might have derailed, if not ended, at least temporarily derailed.
Taco Charlton, 2017 first-round pick from Michigan. He's been a bust. I don't know what Nick considers a bust. 3 sacks his rookie year, 1 sack last year. You're going into your 3rd year, and you have all these opportunities on this defensive line. Thus far, he's been a bust from the University of Michigan.
And we know that the Cowboys right now are not bullish on him, or else they wouldn't have targeted Robert Quinn in the offseason. They paid DeMarcus Lawrence. I know you like to have a rotation of defensive linemen, but you can only spend money in so many places. Obviously, the Cowboys knew the contracts were coming up. They still went out and prioritized Robert Quinn. But the point you made about the impact this has on the maybe the best unit on their team, certainly the best unit on their defense, the linebackers, is the most important one. When they don't have, you talk about the Patriots. They got 2 linebackers that are 500 pounds combined. Jamie Collins, Dante Hightower. Those guys have a certain job. The Cowboys linebackers are smaller and faster. Their job is to get out in space and go make tackles. That means the defensive tackles and the defensive linemen's job to a degree is to just keep those offensive linemen. You don't see defensive linemen get called for holding, but it's almost what you want them to do.
Absolutely.
Hold their opposing team's offensive line in check, not necessarily try to go upfield, and let the linebackers go make plays. Well, if all of a sudden it's Antoine Woods and Taco Charlton and Dorrance Armstrong as your defensive line, along with Christian Covington, who I actually think is a pretty decent player, good backup in this league.
Pretty decent player.
Then Sean Lee, forget him. Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith, your two best linebackers, are less effective.
Yes.
Guys that you are relying on. And I know Byron Jones was excellent last year, but the biggest question mark on their defense is supposed to be their secondary, not their defensive line, where they've actually spent money, first-round picks, and resources. But that's where the question mark is now, at least for the beginning of the season.
And how much does that affect Dak Prescott in the offense?
It affects them because it makes them press. They can't be patient. You can't go out on the field and have 3 and out. You put the defense on a short field, then they run down and score on you. So they can't play the methodical, patient game that they have. Man, they have a game plan how to win games the last 3 years. Hand the ball to that.
Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this does not work. Let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods here as we sit 9 days. Bam, wake up, guys. 9 days, 23 hours, 13 minutes, and 10 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. And
thank you, L4G Custom Fabrication. Yo, what's up, man? I'll see you in Dallas in 2 weeks.
actually, less than 2 weeks. Now, man, I got to tell you, I'm as excited as can be. And let me pull something up here real quick because I got to give a shout out. And I should have already done. I'm sorry, man. I got so much stuff that's going on here. This is literally becoming like an airplane cockpit, okay? I mean, literally. I've got 2 different cell phones that are right here. Got my regular cell phone that's hooked up for my regular service and everything. And, of course, I've got the 2 laptops here. I got one in front of me and one over there. And, of course, I forgot to get something. But, see, I need to give this shout out because, I see Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie. Now, you guys know Miss Jackie's in here running things, okay? She's one of those strong black women, and I mean strong black women. And you better not mess with Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie she is like, I'm trying to think of the term to call you, but you're like the channel queen, okay? She's the queen bee here, okay? And then we got Miss Sarah, because Miss Sarah, oh, I see Anita. Hey, Anita, how you doing? Thank you. Look, Anita and Miss Jackie were both at practice today. Not a game now, not a game now. They were at practice. She sent me some great pics and everything else, and I'm jealous that I'm not there in Dallas where I can be there all the time. But see, I got Miss Jackie. I got Miss Sarah. I have Brandon Rochelle, who's probably going. And Brandon, if you're watching, man, you better be going. I don't want to hear probably. This is the season opener. We're talking about in the same section here together. There's Miss Sarah. She going to the game. We're going to the game. We got Val Perez. He got 2 tickets, okay? And I got John Lockhart, who got 3 tickets. I got Gabe Terry. I got David McCalla and Tyree Love. What all of y'all have in common is we are going to be there in Texas for the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York stinking Giants and throwing them in the dumpster. We're going to be all in the same section come game day. I am looking forward to it. Shout out to Cowboys Experience because they're getting us all there together. We're doing the tailgate then the following week at that toxic waste dump, FedEx Field. We're going to be doing the tailgate to hopefully, I would say end all tailgates, but no, this is to start letting people know what a real tailgate is because I'm going all out. You guys saw me. I just bought my new griddle. I'm going to have my smoker. Going to have the deep fryer. We're going to have Jobu wings. We're going to have black and blue sliders. We're going to have pulled pork. We are going to have a ball, and hopefully we'll end up with 2 victories to start. To start the season. Shout out to all you people who are watching on Facebook. I see Zia. I see, forgive me. Now listen, understand, there's a lot of new people here, okay? Understand, listen, I'm dyslexic, okay? Dyslexic. And not that bright. I have kind of a photographic memory. Reading is not my thing. Math, I'm great at, okay? And talking about the Cowboys. So if I mispronounce your name, understand that I am known as the Name Butcher, okay? The Name Butcher. So don't get mad. Don't say, man, he's just a bum or anything. I don't mean to do that. It's just a mistake, okay? Let me know if the sound quality is okay. I've gone through the set here, rewired everything else, and I'm still working on getting the balances together. It looks like my output is good, but sometimes people say, nah, it's too loud or it's too soft. But I'm excited. And here's the thing that I realized today more than anything else. And I don't know why it's taking me so long to realize it, but basically, all these shows are really shock jocks. Their whole thing is just stir some shit up. Stephanie, you better be heading up 95 for our tailgate. I'm going to be mad if you don't come. Because Richmond is only about 80 minutes away. You better be coming. Their job is to just get a reaction. I miss the days of when people would actually talk sports. Now, I understand. I talk a little smack. Okay, there's a little trash talking and things in there, okay? But they try and set a narrative. So if you listen to those guys, let me make sure I get this straight, because this is what they said last week. The Dallas Cowboys defense and the Dallas Cowboys are in trouble because their defense, they got problems on the defensive line. Okay? You heard him say, Christian Covington, he's an okay guy, but, I'm not real sure about that guy and things like that. Okay. And then they said, of course, you got Randy Gregory, who he smoked a lot of weed in college and can't seem to stay off the weed and everything else. He's got a lot of talent. He's not going to be there. You got DeMarcus Lawrence, who's coming back from the shoulder injury. Okay. And then you got Robert Quinn, because he's suspended for 2 games. And every year the Dallas Cowboys have somebody suspended. Okay. And they got nobody out there. Interesting. Because I think the biggest problem the Dallas Cowboys have right now is trying to figure out who. New listener, GP, thank you for listening. I hope this isn't the last time you listen. Shout out to everybody coming in. We're getting into regular season form. We've been doing the off-season work, okay? We've been doing practice. We've been putting in the time. We've been lifting the weights. Okay, I haven't been lifting weights. Okay, I'm lying to you now. But okay, Michael Anthony Fitness, he's been lifting the weights. But I've been lifting the coffee, okay?
And that counts.
Coffee. Well, thank you, JD. Actually, here's what's kind of cool is I've been working on the set because actually the camera doesn't necessarily move. I just move the settings on it. So if I want to come in real close, we can do that. Or we can kind of change up. See, I've been working hard now, okay? I've been investing in the system. And bringing in a few new tricks and things, so that way we can start getting you great coverage. I'm going to be bringing in some of my buddies. I'm going to start getting Law Nation and Vosh and stuff like that. And we're going to have 2 monitors that are set up so that way we can do like around the horn. So imagine, if you would, that we got Mr. Bad Dog and we got Philly 500 when those 2 have to play. And I can moderate in between it. So that's what we're working on, man. We're trying to grow and become the place to be on YouTube for sports. But listening to these guys, I realized, because, Doug Gottlieb this morning was going off on Andrew Luck, hanging it up and basically calling him a wimp, well, basically, he's just saying the rehab is a problem. You know what? Here's the thing. For somebody like Andrew Luck, it's not like Tom Brady, you can't, breathe on him without getting a flag. Okay? You can't breathe on Tom Brady without getting a flag. But see, one of the reasons I think the Colts said, you know what, we're not going to try and get that bonus money back. You know why? Because they figure that's an injury settlement. Because what they allowed to happen to him with that offensive line getting beat to hell, that's their fault. The reason they don't have a quarterback is the Indianapolis failure to have an offensive line to protect them. You can see that with the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins have ended more quarterbacks' careers because they failed on the offensive line. And I got to say, that was one of the things that happened with Tony Romo. Tony Romo, unfortunately, they didn't have the running game, and we became one-dimensional. And until we drafted Tyron Smith, we were kind of going with, elder offensive linemen and non-drafted, guys and things. Just kind of saying, you know what, we're going to get great wide receivers and guys like that, the skilled players. But offensive linemen, we don't care. And that allowed Tony Romo to take hit after hit. Tony Romo was special. See, a lot of you think I hated Tony Romo. I don't hate Tony Romo. I was glad he retired because I wouldn't want him to be like Brad Johnson is right now.
Alex Jones, thank you very much. I appreciate that super chat.
But you got to understand, he realized, and I think there's more to what's going on with Andrew Luck. Because we first heard, it's just a calf injury, then we heard an ankle injury, and then we heard about a teeny tiny bone in his foot. You don't know. There may be something really serious, and he may be looking at something where he might not be ready for months down the field, and it may be something that could be career threatening. We don't know. But for a guy like Doug Gottlieb to go through and basically say, you can't take the rehab, you don't know what his life was like. Because football season is over, but I'm still rehabbing all off season trying to get back on the field. And at some point, the fun, the excitement, the thrill, the drive gets out of you. And like I was talking about, Brad Johnson at 44 years of age is taking one step at a time, getting down the steps at 44 years of age. Yeah, he got a ring. Yes, he made money to live comfortably, but he's 44 years old, 10 years younger than I am, and couldn't go down the stairs. Unless you have lived that life, you don't have room to say jack. But he did that just like these idiots do, for a reaction, for a click, for a soundbite, to get us pissed off and get us to react. Because all of the stuff that they said is bullshit. Now, I know the Texans had more sacks, than the Cowboys gave up. What happened to the echo sound? Am I echoing? Do I have an echo? Hold up. Is there an echo? Let me make sure I don't have an extra mic, because what might be is another okay, Stephanie, you said what happened to the echo sound? Am I getting an echo? Can you hear me? What's going on with Zeke? We haven't heard anything about Zeke, which I'm going to say is actually a good thing.
Andrew Garza, thank you very much for that super chat.
Okay. We're getting off of where I was going, but here's the thing with Zeke Elliott. No news is good news, okay? If you don't hear about Zeke Elliott hopping on a plane going to Cabo, that's good news. If you don't hear Jerry Jones saying, Zeke who, that's a good thing. If you don't hear the agent talking, that's a good thing. Because here's what's good is, that means they're talking. That means something is happening between the two sides, okay? Which is what we happen. I think we're going to have this thing done this week. That's my gut feeling, okay? Because here's another one of these things.
Ricky Thompson, thank you very much for that super chat.
Here's another one of these things that's kept quiet. Today, Jerry Jones and the NFLPA and the NFL are meeting. You haven't heard too much about that, have you? You haven't heard that they've been meeting pretty much every week. Now, they were trying to get this deal done before the beginning of the season, a year ahead of time. But that's probably not going to happen. But things must be going well because you don't hear about it. Because what happens when contracts aren't going the way they want, they put it out in public to get the public on their side. Mark Smith would be coming out and saying, be prepared for a lockout, the owners are unreasonable, to try and get public opinion on their side, okay? Or the owners would say, the players are just great. You're not hearing anything. Nothing. So that's a good thing. And so with us not having any talk about Zeke, we know Zeke is somewhere in Dallas. Okay, somewhere in Dallas, he's there. I don't know. There was a charity golf tournament. I don't know if he showed up with other players from the team or not. I have been looking and trying to find that word, but everything is mum's the word. So to me, that means things are going well. It's these guys out there that are making the crap up. So let's go back to my defense. I know the Texans' offense, although the Texans did beat us in overtime last year. The Texans were a playoff team last year. And maybe their running back getting hurt shell-shocked them. Those are all possibilities.
Thomas Garrett, thank you very much for the super chat. Alex Jones, damn, let the money roll. Appreciate that. I'm choking on that one. Damn.
This is what the Cowboys defense that's in trouble, did. 8 first downs, 135 yards, 8 sacks, 2 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, which 2 they recovered. Now, I think they said that the Cowboys defensive line's undersized. They won't be able to keep up in a scoring match with the Falcons, the Saints, and Taco's a bust.
Ernest Ellsbury, thank you very much. Josh Manny, 24. Where you been, man? Thank you very much.
Okay. So they got 8 sacks, 2 interceptions, forced 3 fumbles, without DeMarcus Lawrence, without Tyrone Crawford, without Robert Quinn. I know it's preseason. I got that. I understand it's preseason. But I don't care. I don't care who you're talking about. You do that, that's doing something. That's really doing something. Now, here's the thing. Our biggest problem right now is, who are we going to keep? We got a lot of guys, and I mean a lot of guys, that you got to look at, and I would love to be a fly on the wall. I would love to be a fly on the wall when they're trying to decide who to keep. Now, in practice, because of course they talk about DeMarcus Lawrence isn't there. Oh, he came off the PUP list. And of course they said Byron Jones isn't there. He came off the PUP list today. They also said Tyrone Crawford. Oh, he came off the PUP list. Oh. So today in practice,
Alex Jones must have robbed the Brinks truck. Thank you very much for that super chat. Damn.
So today's starting lineup in practice, not a game now, was DeMarcus Lawrence, Malik Collins, Antoine Woods, Tyrone Crawford. Now, of course, they said our linebackers, they're small. They're small, and that defensive line's not going to be able to keep those linebackers clean. But we had Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith. Now, cornerback-wise, we had Awuzie, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Xavier Lazywood, and Jeff Heath. Okay. I don't know. I think everybody said that wasn't going to be there, was there. Byron Jones didn't. He just started practicing today, but we'll see where he goes. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this. Malik Collins. Malik has not. I don't think anybody's been able to block Malik Collins yet this season. Malik Collins, for the first time in his career, is healthy. And Malik Collins has been an absolute positive beast in the middle. And now we're getting DeMarcus Lawrence back. D-Law. D-Law, who got paid. D-Law, who got the deal with Snickers and he's hangry. Okay? D-Law, who wants to get some last shots in on Eli Manning. And I believe what the Giants are doing is they're like, damn, Daniel Jones is pretty cool. Daniel Jones is looking really kind of good. But we've got Eli Manning, who has never missed a game because of injury. He got us a couple of Super Bowls. We can't just bench him. We can't just put him on the bench for the rookie. We just can't do that. We'd like to do that. Shout out to all the people on Facebook. Shout out to everybody here.
Jalen 75. Damn, man. Damn. Appreciate it, man. Oh, man. I tell you what.
The tailgate is growing by the minute, okay? We are going to have a ball. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have a ball. But here's the thing. I just lost my damn mind on that last super chat. Thank you very much. Here's the thing. You can't just go ahead and bench an Eli Manning. What you need to do is you need something to happen to Eli Manning that causes you to go to Daniel Jones. Because if you are Eli Manning, if you watched any of that film from the Texans game, I'm sorry. You got to be scared. I don't know. I mean, honestly, okay, let's say you're the quarterback. Let's say you are the quarterback of a team, right? You see over here, DeMarcus Lawrence, right? Then you see up the middle, Malik Collins, who's now healthy and not playing on one foot anymore, who looks like, I thought Tristan Hill was going to be our Warren Sapp type. He looking like a Warren Sapp type, okay? High motor, big guy in the middle. And I've been crying, screaming, begging, and pleading to get a beast in the middle for so damn long. That's why I wanted a Calais Campbell, because I said, listen, if you get that mean guy that literally the quarterback looks over and sees him only 5 feet away, will pee down his leg. And then you put Antoine Woods, that big brother in there. And then on the other side, Tyrone Crawford. Tyrone Crawford still. He can play tackle. He can play end. And then eventually you're going to get Robert Quinn. Honestly, if you're a quarterback, what you going to do, brother? What you going to do? Because you got 5 offensive linemen, and you're going to have to keep that running back in here, right? And if just those 4 guys come with pressure, they got a pretty good chance of getting you. Now, hypothetically, suppose they do a little blitz with Jalen Smith. You know, that undersized linebacker that's very fast. But let's say we go ahead and really sell out, and we send the Wolf Hunter in there as well. So that's just, oh, no, wait. But wait, if you act now, friends, there's more. Because it's not just those guys. Because maybe they go off to the side, get themselves a little Gatorade, a little water, get themselves a little blow. Maybe need a little oxygen from chasing that quarterback's ass all over the field. Because then what you can do is, you can bring in a Christian Covington. That's kind of a big body. I do believe he's kind of a big guy. He's 300 plus, right? And then you have this guy, Kerry Hyder, or Hyder. And I missed it. I missed it. E2, if you're watching, E2, stop it. I know you're laughing right now. But then you bring in Kerry Hyder, who can play tackle or defensive end. Damn. To give those other guys a blow. Wow. You've got versatility because your guys like Kerry Hyder.
Zeus C, thank you very much, man. Listen, we're going to do, I'm not sure how many boxes of chicken wings, but.
I'm just, oh, Lordy. I tell you what, if you're coming, let me put this up here. Let me actually make sure I don't put the phone number up just yet. If you are interested in going to the tailgate, what I really need to do is I need to figure out how many of y'all are actually going to go, because I know Cowboys Experience has about 70 people. that are going to be going. And I know last year we had about 150. And I had 80 pounds of chicken wings. And I don't want to run out. So I may need to, A, buy a second deep fryer, and B, bring about 160 pounds of wings. And I need to know how many pork shoulders. I cooked 8 last year. 60 pounds of pork. So if you're interested in going, or if you think you're going to go, email me, Cowboys Markets. It's right over here by the Giants trash can, okay? Email me and say, hey, Mark, you know, anything I can do to help, or want to help, if you want to help or anything else, let me know, give you more details and stuff, and then that way I can start trying to get a count, because I've heard a lot of people. I mean, my man Law Nation was in Dallas and saw, oh, damn, what's his name? Sal? Is it Sal? He's got a Cowboys truck. It's cool as could be, and he's going to be up here and stuff. So I'm trying to get a count of how many people we might have, so I know how much food we're going to need. Week 1, okay. Now here's the thing. Week 1, I'll be in Dallas for the Giants game, and like I said, Miss Jackie, Miss Sarah, and things. We're going to all be sitting together somewhere. It's a corner end zone section, second floor. Oh. I put up the wrong one. Sorry. Damn, don't call in yet. Don't call me about the tailgate. Damn. Sorry. Man, see, look. This is where I need somebody to run the damn board. You know, if you guys actually, let me give you guys a taste. This is what I'm looking at here. All this stuff is what I got in front of me. Okay, like I said, this is like an airplane cockpit. So I'm looking at myself, which is kind of hard to do. You know, I try not to look at myself, but I've got the screen where I see all the comments, so I'm reading those comments and everything else. Don't call in yet. But I also have the controls up here, so I see all the stuff that's there, and the next video that's, it's just a lot of things that are going on. So forgive me when I make mistakes, because I don't have people. It's just me. And sometimes I get Michael Anthony Fitness will help me out. So that is actually the Mark cam. So you're seeing what Mark actually. That is actually the number to call in, Nix. That's the call-in number. It's actually a Google number and all that. But I'm not taking calls just yet, because just not taking calls yet. We'll get to that a little bit later. So now we've got all of these guys, and we're going to have to let some people go, because as I'm looking at this, that defensive line, Jesus Christ, guys that I think are definitely going to be like, I think DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be on the team. I don't think we have to worry about D-Law. I could be wrong, but I think he's got a spot. I will say Malik Collins and Antoine Woods are your 2 starters right there at tackles. I think they're a lock, okay? Tyrone Crawford, if there's anything that could be a surprise, would be Tyrone Crawford being cut. If Robert Quinn hadn't had the suspension, that could be more of a possibility. Because here's the thing, with Tyrone Crawford being a veteran and with all the years' experience and stuff, his contract becomes guaranteed after week 1. So the problem with not having Robert Quinn, you want to have Tyrone Crawford out there. See, what you could do if he were somebody else is you could end up being, shifty, and you keep somebody on the roster and then you cut them after you can bring Robert Quinn back. But I don't think Tyrone Crawford will be there, although they could save about $6 million this year. So that's one of those things you look at and you say, will we lose a whole lot? And I'm not suggesting that we cut Tyrone Crawford. But see, you have to understand that football is always evolving. And see, when you listen to a lot of the talking heads, they're short-sighted on what they know, on the players that they know, the name players, okay? So they just hear, oh, well, DeMarcus Lawrence is hurt, okay? Robert Quinn's out, then they've got nobody else. Because they're not looking at other guys like we had Antoine Woods. The team knows what they got. Thumbnail for video, a bit disrespectful. Well, duct tape, wrap yourself up. Just wrap it around yourself, okay? And don't watch. Because that is actually a cover from a newspaper in Dallas. The caption was Doomsday Defense, and it had 2 Cowboy players after they made a play. How's that disrespectful? You know, this is my channel, okay? If you don't like it, walk right on out. Because, see, we're here in America, where as long as we follow the YouTube guidelines.
Sam Park, thank you very much for the super chat.
As long as we follow the YouTube guidelines, as long as I don't do anything like that, I can put out what I want to. And here's the great thing for you. If you don't like it, well, duct tape. Again, if you don't like it, walk your happy ass on out. I get tired of all these people that are always trying to say, you know, you did this or you did that. You know what? I did a video yesterday. I was steak and cheese because, of course, they're known for steak and cheese. I'm showing you my version of steak and cheese. That's keto, okay? And I talked about Andrew Luck. This was not trying to joke about injuries. This was not trying to cut down Carson Wentz. You know, sometimes, here's the thing. I don't lie, and I don't tell you what you want to hear. You may not like what I have to say, but I'm not going to bullshit you. If you honestly believe that Carson Wentz was just unlucky, you know, for those first 3 years having injuries, and that all of a sudden he's just going to be better, I'm telling you, once you start getting injuries, as we learned with Tony Romo, you continue to get more and more, and it's harder to recover from it. And I pointed out with with Andrew Luck, what he went through. He was great the first 3 years without injuries, but he took a lot of hits, and it ended up being that he could not perform.
Alex Jones, thank you again for that super chat.
It wasn't about it being hate. I said, is this a cautionary tale or foreshadowing of Carson Wentz? In other words, don't pull a Washington Redskins and do a chuck and duck offense and let the guy get killed out there. You have never, ever seen me laugh about somebody getting injured. Now, I may go ahead and pull out the operation game, but that wasn't, maybe that is, okay, but.
And we're not like the Indianapolis fans.
And for Eagle fans, hold on. And for Eagle fans,
this is bad.
To be the ones talking about, you're joking about injuries, you're the same pathetic cockroaches that laughed and heard about Michael Irvin just about breaking his damn neck at your stadium. I think thou protest too damn much. Seriously. Let's get real here. Because I guarantee you, when a Dallas Cowboy player gets hurt, you guys aren't saying, oh, man, that's too bad. You're going, ha, 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 ha. I'm sounding like a drunk chipmunk? Okay. I've never actually heard a drunk chipmunk. So that's interesting. I guess maybe you have heard some drunk chipmunks. TGK TV, thank you very much, and I'm glad you joined in, man. I actually got it right tonight. So don't give me all this stuff. You know, and again, if you don't like what I have to say, it's cool. We cool. Go someplace else. I guarantee you, there are so many choices on YouTube. So many choices. There's channels out there.
John Jones, thank you very much for the super chat. If I missed your super chats, I apologize.
There's so many. There's channels out there that that are dedicated to just hating Mark Holmes. So you can go over there and hang out with the rest of those guys and stuff. You know, talk about how bad I am. That's the great thing about this. We're in America. You can do what you want. You can have whatever you like.
David J, thank you very much for that super chat.
So come on, man. Let's be real. I'm talking about football, and I'm going to talk about my Cowboys. I'm going to put them in the best light that I can, but I'm also not going to sugarcoat it. But I'm being serious about this defense. And if you are the Eagles, who have had 2 quarterbacks knocked out in preseason, we didn't have, you know, when you don't have teams really game planning, when you don't have your best players out there, you got to be a little concerned with a guy who gets injured. And it may be that the Eagles, since you're afraid to play him in preseason, You're afraid to put him out there. You must be thinking the same thing too. Am I not wrong? Am I wrong here? Oh, Mike Mount. You know what? I'm sorry. You know, you're 100% right. But see, it's my guilty pleasure. Sometimes I enjoy trolling the trolls. I enjoy calling them out and making them realize how stupid they are. Because sometimes you just need to be put on blast. See, I'm a grown-ass man. I can take it. I can take it. Mike controls the radio in the truck. Actually, we don't really listen to the radio. We'll listen to Sports Talk 980 when we want to know some stuff about the Redskins and all that, but we really don't listen to, I mean, I'm honestly, I don't really listen to a whole lot of music anymore, unless it's old school. Stop giving the trolls what they want, attention. Okay. Have they cut Mike White yet? Okay, so back to my defense. I digressed. Don't hate. I love the debate. I just hate the hate. So they're talking about Taco Charlton. Taco was put on blast by the Dallas Cowboys, letting them know that, hey, we know we drafted your ass high.
Alex Jones, man, you must be printing the money. Thank you.
I put him on blast too.
You know what? But Mike, have you been looking at his statistics?
What?
Have you looked at his numbers?
I put him on blast.
No, wait. Hold on. That Taco, I'll admit, because we joked about him. He looked like a pinball in there, just kind of bouncing around. He looked like a pinball.
He must have listened to somebody.
One of the earlier games. But here's the thing. Taco, in 63 snaps.
He actually looked good this week.
Do you too, my man, and Mike. I appreciate that.
In 63 snaps, which is about a game and a half's worth of snaps, maybe a game and a quarter, okay?
He looked like
the 63 snaps is what he's had so far in preseason. 5 quarterback hits, 2 sacks, 2 pressures, and 2 pass defense, and a forced fumble. Damn. And I tell you what I liked about what Taco did. See, Taco, I think, is one of those guys that grew up from the end of last season to now. And sometimes it takes time for guys to get it. Sometimes guys don't realize what they had. I bet you David Irving right now is thinking like, damn. Did I hear Clint Eastwood just passed away? You're kidding me. Come on, man. Please tell me that's a joke. Look, Google and see if Clint Eastwood died.
He might have.
I mean, he's up there, but damn, that's the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. Shut up, punk. Wait a minute. What happened to my phone? Where'd my phone go? Well, I hope not. Clint Eastwood was, I mean, when you think about the Westerns, I don't see anything in here about Clint Eastwood dying, so don't joke. Don't joke. Don't joke like that. Mark has us for a reason. Stephanie, thank you very much. I digress. That whole Clint Eastwood die. That's fake news. Okay, don't bring stuff like that, man. You're messing up the flow, man. We were flowing and everything. It's fake, yeah. Was that the star? And got to say, Dak was 3 for 3 on deep balls with Gallup. Yeah, it's so funny. And when I go back to the fake sports news, this morning, me and Michael were in the shop. We were working on some cabinets for E2 Blue and stuff, getting that stuff painted and things. And of course, Shannon and Skip came on. And he was talking about Dak Prescott statistics because he said, and I don't know if I can pull if they have them out here, but he was talking about Dak Prescott, and I should get those. because I think it was 110 or 118 yards on 11 completions, and he was talking about dinking and dacking down the field. And I was like, wait a minute. It's like 10 into 111 is like 11. It's like 10.1 yards per completion. That's not exactly dinking and dunking, is it? Am I wrong? Francis Washington, man, where you been, man? I haven't seen you in a while. So Dak is okay. Let me make. I got it exactly right here. So far in the preseason, Dak Prescott is 11 of 14, okay, which is a 78.6 completion percentage. 78.6 completion percentage, okay. 109 yards, average pass completion 7.8, 1 TD, no interceptions, and 1 sack, with a QBR of 122.9. $11 of 14, 109, average pass 7.8, which that 7.8 is higher than his total was last year. Completion percentage 78.6, pretty good. And I'd say a 122 QBR. I think that's not too bad. I think we could live with that. What do you guys think? Is that doable? Shout out to everybody over here on Facebook. I'm sorry I have not been giving you guys love. I'm still learning how to get this stuff to work. I really need 2 more eyes. See, if I could keep one eye here, and one eye up there, and then just have one that can float, then I'd be okay. But I see there's a whole bunch of you guys that are here on Facebook, and I can only look at one channel at a time. So I appreciate all you guys joining in. What you really should do is, if you're watching on Facebook, is go to Cowboy Joe Boo on YouTube, subscribe, and actually go on there in the comments, because I have the comments that are right there. They're blown up real big, and I can see you right there, definitely. And if you're on Facebook, on YouTube, of course, subscribe to the Joe Boo Sports Report, so that way we can kind of grow that a bit too. And if something happens to one of the video platforms and things, we can always communicate on the other one, and also too, I'm on Vimeo. No toleration for GD being said. Okay. It's Stephanie handling business there. Well, Nosh, that's great. Okay, there you go. Daniel Jones, which is part of the reason why I think the Giants may be looking for the Cowboys to take care of business and knock him out, so that way they can bring Daniel Jones in.
I don't think Buffalo.
But and here's the other thing. But one thing though, I will say this much on the Daniel Jones though. Daniel Jones has been playing, later in the games against second tier. Dak has been playing actually against first teams, or at least as much as first teams have out there. Without Zeke, okay? Without Zeke, without Amari, without Tyron Smith, and without Zach Martin. Just saying. Just saying. Well, Miss Jackie, it doesn't matter. It does not matter what Dak does. He will never get credit. He will always be looked down upon. Because here's the thing. My quarterback has a 122 QBR. Think about Jimmy Garoppolo, who had a 0 in the last game he played. That's right. 0. 0. It's funny that they ain't talking about him. Anybody? Nobody. Tell them about. I haven't tried the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Man, I'm on a keto diet, man. Everybody keeps telling me go try, do it. I can't do it. It's bread and man. It's on bread and bread.
Breaking news.
What?
They're out of the chicken sandwiches.
Who's out of?
You even tried if you wanted to in Springfield.
You mean that location?
No, both of the locations in Springfield, they're out of it.
Okay.
I think it was a marketing employee.
What? Probably to drive up more. Yeah.
Exactly.
What happened to Katie calls it? Katie called it, and she's done.
Yeah, she's doing her own thing.
She found religion, and she said the Cowboys are heathens. So she stopped. Okay, now let me handle some more business here real quick. Guys, I'm hoping and praying that I get to meet you guys at some point. If you are interested in at all going to a Dallas Cowboy game and doing it up, Cowboys Experience has all kinds of different packages and programs and stuff to fit different budgets and things. We'll be there week 1 with Miss Jackie's going to be there. Sarah's going to be there, and I know at least 15 of my friends are going to be all going to be the same section of stuff. But the Cowboys Experience, they end up having ticket packages and stuff. If you want to be in the Miller Lite Suite, if you want to get sideline passes, if you want to be down, I mean, you can be there. You can get nosebleed seats. You can get anywhere you want to go and things you want to do. They end up having a tailgate. Ed Too Tall Jones, Randy White tailgates, which are great. And the day before, they actually will have autograph signings. That's where I got to meet my man and interview Drew Pearson, the original ADA. We had Zach Martin, we had Jeff Heath, we had Travis Frederick, and I know they have stuff with Michael Gallup, as well as Jalen Smith as well this year. So definitely check them out. And if you talk to them and tell them Mark sent you, they'll hook a brother up or sister. They'll give you a good deal and everything else. You'll get either an Emmitt Smith book or you'll get an autograph signed picture and things. And let me at least show you this little quick video. For those of you who are on the fence on whether or not to go to my tailgate, here's a few clips from some of the trips we've been on.
Woo! Something to cheer about. The hot boys did Carson Wentz. An opinion on the Joe Blue Wings. You were saying about the wings?
The wings are the best I've ever had. Hands down. Awesome.
All James Cane's burning up the grill. So, we just met Robert and his wonderful girlfriend. They came all the way from Virginia Beach. My man came from Newport. Newport. He doesn't eat spicy food. I do not eat spicy food. But how's the taste, though? It's bomb. It's good. We have the most famous Scooter Magruder. How are we doing today?
You already know. Cowboys Nation is live and in effect. We are out here. About to get this W.
Okay. You heard it from Scooter Magruder. So tell me. 3.
You know, every time I watch that, man, it brings a smile to my face because I think about all of the people that I have been blessed to have met over the years and stuff from across the country. I'm not a rich man, but I got to tell you, I feel rich with relationships. Sometimes people get so focused in on, you know, money and success and all that, that they lose the enjoyment of the trip on the way. And I can truly and honestly say that being a Dallas Cowboy fan, being a YouTube blogger, and going to games, going to autograph signings, going to tailgates, meeting you guys has always been special to me. And I just can't wait. I can't believe that it's less than 2 weeks that we're going to be in Dallas for the start of the season. I see Miss Jackie, because Miss Jackie, I saw her at the draft. I saw her at a couple of games and stuff like that. And Miss Sarah and things, they've always been there supporting and helping the channel and stuff. It's just unbelievable. And, it Just watching that, it literally gave me chills thinking about this season. Now, back to my quarterback here real quick. I know it's preseason. It's preseason, so you can't necessarily judge a whole lot. But I'm going to go ahead and say on this one, I can't wait for Dak to prove all these people wrong. I'm sitting here looking at what he's doing and the way he is developing a repertoire with Michael Gallup. You were looking at a budding star with Michael Gallup. Remember, Antonio Brown was, what, a 6th-round draft pick? Nobody thought Antonio Brown was going to be anything. Nobody thought he was going to be crazy.
Francis Washington, thank you very much.
But you look at how Michael Gallup started coming on at the end of last year. And then you see where Dak and him already in the preseason, they're making some good connections. They're forcing the ball further down the field. When you watched against the 49ers, Dak and the Cowboys, without Zeke Elliott, without Tyron Smith, without Zach Martin, go on a 97-yard drive. 97, and they had a couple of penalties that usually penalties are drive killers. Didn't stop them. He hit 6 different people on one drive. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And when you get Amari Cooper, who he should be practicing next week, he should be back in the lineup week 1. Like I said, it's been quiet on the Zeke Elliott front, which to me means they're working on some stuff. It's when you hear something's gone wrong, it's time to worry. When you're not hearing anything, no news is good news on that front, and I like that. You have Michael Gallup in mock draft, and Dak missed him 7 times wide open last year. Gallup wins Rookie of the Year. Okay. Hope Dak stays upright. Yeah, I hope he does too. But here's the thing here's the thing. When you look at Dak, as opposed to some of these quarterbacks, they're really tall, they're kind of skinny, kind of bony. They don't necessarily have a whole lot of meat on them. You look at Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford had legs that were like toothpicks like this. You looked at those and said, how is he going to take a hit? Eagle fans are going to go crazy when I say this. But take a look at Carson Wentz's legs. Carson Wentz ain't got no calves. Ain't got no calf whatsoever. I'm just looking at him. And he's kind of like, those legs, you don't have a whole lot of meat there. But when I look at Dak Prescott, as Jerry Jones talking about, you should see him in the locker room, man. He is a god. But he is built like a linebacker. He's built like a guy that you don't want to have to try and tackle. That doesn't mean that you can't get hurt because, guys get hurt. I mean, Cam Newton just got, hurt and hurt his ankle this past week. But you just look at his build-up, he looks like he can take a hit. But you look at somebody, even Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is one of those kind of lanky guys, too. And you look at him and say, you might snap real easy. But once you look at that body, and I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback because he is. But I just look at that body and that makeup, and I just kind of say, it just don't look like there's a lot of meat there. Law Nation in the house. What's up, Law Nation? Law Nation taking care of business. Man, I saw one of my buddies. I'm having a brain fart. What's my man's name that you saw at the game there? He's going to be up there. TJ Brown, is there going to be a fireside chat? I guess we can go out there because, that's the way I always end my day. I've got myself actually a umbrella that's over top of it, so that way I can go out there even when it rains. And when it snows, I'll be out there too. So, I always go out there. It's kind of my way to kind of come down at the end of the day and reflect. So sometimes I make you guys part of my reflection on the day. So I'm glad you guys enjoy it. But Law Nation, man, he's doing it up on Instagram Live. And, of course, you're listening to nothing but the best, man. You know, I wish I had a voice like that as opposed to this crappy one I got. Dak has slimmed down. But, see, David, he just got rid of a little of that baby. Diego, that's it. Diego. Thank you very much. Like San Diego. He's cool people. I believe he's the guy that has that incredible truck that he brought to the draft last year. But see, Dak slimming down is kind of like when me slimming down. I'm just getting rid of some of the fat layers, but he's still got all that muscle and stuff on there. Dak is still a big physical guy. Will Zeke be back? I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes, he will. I think he will be there for week 1. New law firm, Gallup, Cooper, and Cobb. They will make it better. But just think, I want you guys to just dream with me for a second. Lyle Collins got injured. Oh, snap. But dream with me for a minute. I want you to think about where we were last year at this time. Allen Hurns was our number 1 wide receiver. Terrence Williams, the invasion of the body catcher, was our number 3. And we had Cole Beasley in the slot. We didn't have Jason Witten. And none of our tight ends had any experience at all. Travis Frederick was gone for the season, we had just found out.
Who?
Travis Frederick. Last year. Last year at this time. See, like he coming in late in the conversation. The rubber chicken is actually an eagle. That's our eagle. I actually used to have a little sweatshirt that was an Eagles sweatshirt with them, and I would say, "Fly, Eagle, fly," as he'd fall off. Think about that. That's where we were. And Dak had regressed and had a rough second half of the season. Dak finished strong at the end of last year. The team finished strong, close to getting the Rams, winning a playoff game. You get Travis Frederick back. You got Michael Gallup, who has stepped up big time. You got Amari. Hopefully Amari Cooper will be ready to go week 1 and won't have any lingering problems during the season. And you got Randall Cobb, and you bring back Father Time Jason Witten. Things look a whole lot brighter than they did this time last year. That defense, regardless of what the talking heads have to say. And, I got talking about so many other things. I believe these are the guys we'll keep on the defensive line. Of course, DeMarcus Lawrence. Tyrone Crawford, versatility. He's a team captain, okay, coming back from injury. Although I will say that's still kind of the wild card if there's a surprise cut. Malik Collins, who's become an unstoppable force now that he's on 2 legs. Antoine Woods. Now, did they say something about the Cowboys didn't have any big guys? I believe he's going to make the roster. Kerry Hyder, who has been the surprise the surprise signing that's a lot better than advertised, where the Detroit Lions changed their scheme up and he didn't fit their scheme. Dumbasses, and we wonder why the Lions have never won a Super Bowl. Kerry Hyder is a little bit light for defensive tackle, but he's got a motor on him. He can play tackle, he can play defensive end, and he has looked outstanding on the defensive line. I think he's just about a lock. Of course, we have I'm having a brain fart again. Dorrance Armstrong. Armstrong has been solid all the way around. I think he's going to be on there. Of course, Christian Covington. Were they talking about we didn't have big bodies? Did they say we didn't have? Look, okay, I understand I've lost some weight, but I'm like 5'10", and like 240 right now. I was 270, but that looked like a big body to me. I mean, you see those arms up on, I mean, damn. You know, that is a boxing thing right there. Look at how big his arm is, as big as, okay, right? Of course, we have Robert Quinn, who we haven't even seen on the field, but even in a down year last year had, what, 6 sacks? Right? 6 sacks? So you got him. We got Taco. Taco, all of a sudden, has gone away from being that soft chicken taco or fish taco, because it was kind of smelling, to all of a sudden being that crunchy steak taco with that habanero sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? With that extra cheese, some fresh cut tomatoes, you know? Piled high, oversized, overstuffed taco. I think he definitely has made the team again. And I think, well, Joe, I got the wrong one. Nope. And I think, God, I'm still stuck. I think Joe Jackson or Jalen Jelks will also make it. I think they carry one extra one. But we'll have to wait and see. But those guys right there, that is a hell of a defensive front. And I'm hearing that teams are calling the Dallas Cowboys about offensive linemen as well. And this is where it gets interesting. Although somebody said that La'el Collins was hurt, I don't know what to believe when I see up here, because things happen while I'm on the phone. I mean, while I'm online and stuff. But it's not inconceivable if Zach Martin and Tyron Smith are okay, that the Cowboys could look to make a trade. And if they look to trade somebody, it could be La'el Collins. I don't know if he's hurt or not, but here's the thing. That's another one of those spots. If you, I've gotten shorter. I was 5'11", at least. Or in college, they said I was 6 foot. But I was never 6 foot. Okay. But also, too, see, here's the thing. When you play college football, okay, or football in general, your stats are never really right, because you always want to look, worse. Because, see, you got the football look, the no-neck look. Let me see if I can. Because you always want to look like you scare people, okay? Because when you get off the bus, you want people to go, oh, man. So you want to get them that thinking that you're going to get hurt, okay? So you got to have that constipated look, and you got to make that neck look huge. But anyway, the other person that I got to tell you that looked really, really good is Joe. Huh? Yeah, how bad is? Okay, somebody said it was. What's the how bad? What's the injury?
Francis Washington, thank you very much for the super chat. And whoever said La'el Collins is hurt, Michael Anthony is confirming.
Huh? Right knee? Oh, snap. Left knee?
Left knee, not right.
Okay. Did they say how serious? Was he carted off?
I don't know how serious it was.
Okay. Well, we'll find out some more. I just got too much that went on and just.
Paul Sherlick, thank you very much for the super chat.
Cal Patty needs to come back out again. Cal Patty definitely needs to come out. We'll have to find out how La'el Collins is doing. But the problem for the Cowboys is you look at all these guys that they have, because not only that, I mean, you got Daniel Ross, you got Daniel Wise, Jalen Jelks, and Joe Jackson, that you're all sitting here looking that you hate to let go of.
Stello, he's hurt his left knee, so that ain't happening.
So you look at that, and you don't, it's like, damn, who am I going to cut? Because also, too, Randy Gregory's still out there, and he had 6 sacks last year. He still has a lot of growing to do. It's that La'el should be good for week 1. Hopefully, like I said, it happened since. Okay, so it's just probably tweaked a little bit. And you hate to get rid of these guys. That's the hardest part for the Cowboys. In the past, it's like, okay, we can cut this guy. We can cut this guy. Well, at least this guy is breathing, so we can hold on to him. You looked it up. He tore his toe ligament. I just looked it up. He tore his toe ligament. I'm seeing. Okay, wait. I'm seeing different. So I got somebody else said he left practice with a sore groin. You said left knee. No. I see a tore toe ligament.
No, it's left knee.
All right, we'll see. I'm seeing more people saying he tore toe ligaments. That's not good either, because some injuries you hear of and you think, okay, that's no big deal. Like turf toe. Does turf toe sound that bad?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, for a lot of people, because I didn't know. I was like, turf toe, because I didn't know what turf toe was when I got to college. We played on grass. We didn't have a problem on grass in high school. But we had, when we got to JMU had AstroTurf that was like what was at the Vet. For those of you who don't know, the Vet was the dump before they built the new dump for the Eagles. And that had some of the worst turf out there. Because literally, what they used to do, here's what the original turf was. They poured concrete, then they had this hard rubber mat that's about this thick, and then they put the carpet on top of it. And when you landed on it, it was literally like, if you have like a concrete basement and you have carpet on it, go ahead and just jump on that. Because that's what the turf was like. And what happened, I was like, turf toe? Man, turf toe? What the fuck is turf toe? Until I got turf toe. And what it is you basically have jammed your toe into your foot on the turf. And I'm going to tell you, that hurts like a mother, because every time you try and push off, you can't push off. It's literally like somebody's taking a knife and jamming it in your foot. And then they came up. This is a true story now. Then at JMU, after my freshman year, they got this stuff called OmniTurf. Oh my God, OmniTurf was so much better, because when they were putting it down on the field, there were strands of it like this long, and it was kind of cool because they had all these pieces that were left over, so we were taking it and using the carpet in our rooms and stuff, because that was cool. Seriously, we were taking OmniTurf and putting it in, because the strands were literally like 1.25 inches long. But what they did with the OmniTurf, because this was the infancy of it, they backfilled it with sand. Let me say that again. They backfilled it with sand. This is before they realized, hey, how about rubber from tires? No, we had sand. So when you went and tackled somebody, we would get these turf burns that get sand in them. They're like strawberries. They were freaking hell. Now, unfortunately, they came up with the new stuff where basically it's kind of like OmniTurf, but instead it's filled with the rubber. So it's nice and soft, and it's a little more cushiony than it. I'm not exaggerating. Adrian Garza, I ain't exaggerating. Look up OmniTurf. OmniTurf. I think there's 2 colleges that still have OmniTurf. It's filled with sand. I love it when people call me on stuff.
It was a knee injury. The toe was last year. Where I was talking about the toe injury, that was last year. It wasn't anything serious.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let me read Wikipedia here. That's hold on. OmniTurf is a brand of sand filled in. OmniTurf is a brand of sand infilled second generation artificial turf. It was the first artificial turf used in the English football soccer league. Okay, and that's what we had at JMU. And I kid you not.
Chaz Jewel, where you been hiding? Thank you very much for that super chat.
Zeke is at a charity event. Is Zeke at I don't know. I had not heard. I've been looking for information on that. He was supposed to be going to that golf tournament, but I had not heard. So we'll see. We'll be looking for that. But I'm being serious. Jet I can't pronounce the last name. He said he lives near JMU. But now, now they've got, of course, the regular turf, right? The field turf, which is the third generation, which is really night and day different. Although I still like real grass. I still like playing on real grass. Because here's another thing that's they're finding out too. Soccer players, a lot of young soccer players, they're finding out, especially goalkeepers, are getting cancer, and they said it's because of the turf that is actually leaching, the rubber is leaching chemicals that are causing these strange cancers in a lot of soccer players. Look it up. Don't believe me. Look it up. But yeah, it's nice now. See, Jet, look, I want you to understand now, Jet, if you live at JMU or live close to JMU. When I played at JMU, now, you've got the building, the sports building that's right there on the end, right? There was nothing there. On one side, you've got the short bleachers. Those were the tall ones. The other side, which is the real tall bleachers, were real low, and they used to have actually the ROTC classrooms in the back side of it. And there was nothing on the hillside. The hillside was actually where all of the college students hung out and got drunk watching the game. That's a true story. When we played, when Charles Haley was there, JMU was in its infancy in football. We had Gary Clark, who graduated the year before, who literally beat UVA. Had 3 touchdowns. They won 21-17, okay? He got a touchdown catch, a punt return, and a kickoff return and beat UVA, and that was the last time UVA played JMU. But JMU Stadium was small. We had that old-ass AstroTurf. The carpet and stuff was tearing and coming up. And, yeah, I've seen so many different things. JMU in Harrisonburg, yes. JMU, who's now won the National Championship Division 1A twice since there. I hadn't heard that. I'm going to have to check it out once I get off of here. And I say, damn, wow, it's 10-16? Holy crackers. Time just flies when you're sitting here with 500 of your best friends, huh?
The toe injury was last year.
Okay, I have that. Listen, I'm talking to my friends here. I have not had a chance to. I'm going by what people are saying. Shannon Sharp's got nightmares. Oh.
He has 2 Super Bowl rings. We have nightmares about
Dak, so. Stacy, you know what, Stacy? I want you to read between my lines. Read between the lines here, Stacy. Read between the lines. You definitely are a troll. Read between the lines. Dak is Quincy Carter. Get the F out of here. It's very rare that I block somebody or put somebody in time. Very, very rare. But you deserve it for that kind of comment. Stacy, just take it on out of here.
Wentz will never be the level of Joe Montana. Y'all stop.
Well, I'm gonna leave Wentz alone. I see y'all taking care of Wentz over there. Wentz equals Gus Frerotte. Oh, damn. Michael Anthony is Dak. Yeah, okay. Philly signed Kaepernick, 1 year, $8 million backup.
He doesn't want to play in the NFL.
Okay, I see we got a bunch of people in here just trolling tonight.
That's his ankle and calf.
Tuesday night show with Law. Harrisonburg, JMU it's literally doubled in size. When I went to JMU, the only thing that was across 81 was the Convocation Center, and we had some ball fields that were over there. In fact, if you go to JMU, there's the tunnel that goes in underneath 81. When we were playing football, while they were redoing the field, we had to practice behind the Convocation Center. So we'd have to walk from Godwin Hall. I think it was Godwin. Is it Godwin? Godwin Hall, underneath 81, and then up the hill to practice fields. And I remember it was so hot my sophomore year that it was just incredible. You were seeing the heat lines that were coming off of the grass and things. And then it rained a couple of days, and it rained, and it was like fog that was just coming off the practice field. It was just unreal. It is massive and still growing. Oh, they've got all kinds of money now. And with them being national champions twice, the football program has helped step up the whole school and things like that. But, yeah, JMU is cool. Like I said, I was in the infancy days of JMU back in the 80s. Victor, how do you get to come to the man cave? Well, you, Victor, would have to have a mental test and a background check, and we probably have to put you in a straitjacket. If you can do all three of those things, you get an invite. Zeke is on O.J. Simpson's level. Are we talking about on the field or off the field? D. Will.
He's the one that wants him to get paid.
Dak is a winner. He's clutch. I'll take that over Big Arm any day. You know, but I want you guys, let's stop here for a second. I want you to think about 2014. Think about Tony Romo. Do you realize that Tony Romo in 2014 only had one 300-yard game? And we won 12 games. Let me say that again. We had only one 300-yard game in 2014 with Tony Romo, because that was winning football. It was the way we figured out how to win. Because our defense was not great, we figured out the best thing to do is slow down the game, keep our defense fresh, keep the ball away from the other guys, and keep Tony Romo upright. Because when we were having Tony Romo throwing 4,000-plus yards, you know, lighting it up, throwing 65% of the time, guess what? We're 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. And your quarterback was getting killed because teams were selling out on him. Now, I will say that maybe we're going a little too much with the run and need to pass a little more, which is what we did the second half of the season, because you really need to be balanced. Understand, Drew Brees has had 5,000-plus years many, many times. But guess what? They're 7-9s. It wasn't until he got a running game and his numbers in passing came down that they really became a juggernaut, because they were keeping defenses off balance. See, too many of you play fantasy football, and the guys you draft for fantasy football, because they have all these great passing numbers, it doesn't mean they're winning on the field. Corey, it's okay that you're late, man, as long as you made it to the party, man, because the party don't start till you walked in. But understand, fantasy football's got nothing to do with winning football. You need to be balanced. And understand, in 2016, we didn't have a Pro Bowl receiver. But you looked at what we were able to do, because Cole Beasley, Jason Witten, Des Bryant, they were all like 60 range, 60, a little higher, a little less, in receptions. And what that did was it made defenses say, who do we stop? Because when you have one guy who is the great wide receiver, you know if I shut them down, they don't have somebody else I have to worry about. But when you can see what we did against the 49ers, where I can hit Michael Gallup, okay, all right, so let's try and stop him. And then we're going to have Amari Cooper. Then you get Austin. Then you get Randall Cobb. Then you get Blake Jarwin. Then you get Jason Witten. Oh, and you get Zeke. You're a defensive coordinator. Where do you put your resources? You can't stop it all. You can't double team them all. You've got multiple people that you can go to, and that's where Dak is best. And understand this. This is where we need to be creative, where we weren't before. What you have to do as a coach, and this is something that I've always said about Jason Garrett that is driving me crazy, because he's always talking about the way we do things over here. And see, here's the thing. Sometimes you have to look at a guy and say, you know what? That's not what we normally do, but he does that really, really well, and we need to use that because he does that really, really well. Understand, when Joe Gibbs came to the Washington Redskins, he came from Air Coryell. Air Coryell was the first modern offense that really just passed the ball around. James Wilson, you finished installed your wood bar tops? Oh, well, man, I tell you what, man, share some pictures with me on my email. But the email address is right there. Send some pictures to me so I can share it with and I definitely want to see what it looks like. But understand, when he got to Washington, he didn't have a quarterback that could throw down the field. He didn't have the wide receivers. What he had was a big, slow, bruising back and big offensive lineman. And so he changed what he did and came up with the no-back offense and the H-back. He adapted to what he had. And so here's the thing with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott on run-pass options was the best in the NFL last year. Dak Prescott moving out of the pocket is deadly. And when you have a back like Zeke Elliott, who's a generational back, that you got to put 8 men in the box, you fake the dive to him, you roll your quarterback out on a naked bootleg, you got one-on-one with Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. And I guarantee you, one of those guys are going to be going open. And because you've gotten the linebacker and the safety sucked in because of Zeke Elliott, that's an easy play for the quarterback to make.
Adam Davison, thank you very much for the super chat.
And that's one of those things that we didn't use with Scott Linehan. No, that's not the way we do things. No, but that's what this guy does really good. What do you mean you don't do that? Zeke is on Jim Brown level. Ha ha, Michael Clark. Come on, man. Don't even joke about some shit like that. Sean Lee's not getting cut. Did Michael Anthony? He played 1 year in high school.
No,
Or he started, but he was wise enough to say, you know what, Dad, you don't have all your faculties. Maybe football's not the game for me.
No, I got through a off season.
Yeah.
Off season.
In high school, I played offensive guard. In college, I played nose guard, which they don't even call it nose guard. I was a one technique guy, okay? Which was difficult because as a one technique guy, you get hit by the center. You get hit by the guard. You get hit by this guard. You get hit by the fullback. You get hit by the crashing tackle. You get hit by the wham block from the tight end. You just get hit a lot. I mean a lot. And so when I forget stuff, when I miss stuff, when I seem like I zone out, I think it's because I got hit a lot. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys 4 more minutes and I'm going to get up out of here, man, because it's getting late. It's getting late while you're still here. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Ready for the World. You know, you guys got me talking about JMU, man. I'm thinking about some of those parties back at JMU. Damn. Okay, all right. I'm going to tell this story real quick. At JMU, like I was telling you, backside of the stadium, they had the ROTC classrooms, okay? And they had partitions between them. They weren't real big. But they would have stadium parties, right? They'd get a DJ in there. It would cost you like $1 or $2 to get in and stuff. They didn't serve alcohol and all that, but it was just like a dance. So what you would do is you get your drink on before you go over there. And I remember, because it would get hot. You know, the girls would get their hair done real nice and everything and all that. But it was always hot and steamy in there. So you got these rooms. The 2 rooms together they have for Stadium Jam aren't much bigger than my basement here, but you get about 200 people up in there. There could be snow on the ground. We'd have the windows open, and it was still just, it was just literally like steam rolling out. I mean, the women just walk in and hair would be done. And that's where I met my first wife. Michael's mother at a Stadium Jams. But anyway, but whoa. Yeah. All right, so how strong is the defensive line? Too strong. Too strong. That's what our defensive line is. They are going to be. Did you see what those backups, as my man said, did? Now one last thing here, because see, I had so many. I'm working on getting this stuff set up. I got things queued up and all that, but I want to talk about Joe Thomas. Now, what we heard about Joe Thomas, we heard that Joe Thomas was actually having the best camp of any of the linebackers. Joe Thomas, who was a 6th-round draft pick last year. Joe Thomas, he showed up and he showed off. He got this block punt right here. Bam.
And a block. And a block.
Boom.
Joe Thomas scoops, kicks,
block punt for a touchdown. Got the interception as well. So when you start thinking about the difference of this Dallas Cowboy team versus other Dallas Cowboys teams, if you can look at 2017, our biggest problem was one thing, and that was backups. When Dez got hurt, when Tyron Smith got hurt, we had Chaz Green. When Sean Lee got hurt, we ended up going from 80 yards giving up on the ground, rushing to like 180. We did not have guys to step in that could play. But what you've been able to see now, listen, Tyron Smith, we got a backup, Cam Fleming. Tackle, guards. You got Xavier Salafalo. Center, you got Joe Looney. And now you got the governor as well, backing up at guards. We have depth. Turn the clip off, Mark? Oh, okay. The clip's off. It's off. It's off. We've got more depth than we've had ever. We got who? Victor, who? Oh, wait, somebody time somebody out? Who's in the house, Victor? Oh, man, I hate to leave you guys. So, cold peas in the house? Who? Cold pea? Cold piss? Is that one of those giant cockroaches in the house? Oh. See, Victor, yes, I met my wife at a steamy, my first wife. Actually, I met my second wife, actually, at JMU, too. So, actually, yeah.
At the one of the steam parties?
I met her, actually, in summer school. We lived in the same dorm. So, yeah, actually, I met both of my wives at JMU. JMU. And here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing about, I just lost my thought. I'm sorry, just going back to JMU and just put him in the dumpster. Hank Williams Sr. is, oh, okay. I just want to, how long is 300, what is that, 5 minutes? I'm just trying to wait here. Man, see, we are serious over time. Turn the clip off. So we have a troll. Well, we always have trolls. Oh, wait. Hold it. Wait. I didn't do nothing but drink cheap bottles of Thunderbird. No. Oh, wait. Let's put the, wait. I want to read this. Cole Pizzle, I want you to know, okay, you accused me of drinking Thunderbird. We didn't drink Thunderbird. We drank Mad Dog 2020, okay, and Colt 45, okay, with my man, okay, Colt 45 and Mad Dog 2020, and of course, we had some King George moonshine from my buddy Patrick Gilbert from Hurt, Virginia. Thank you very much, okay? So make sure you get your story straight, okay? And we had Joe Bell beer, global beer, okay, because, you know, times were hard when you were in college. You're lucky I didn't come over there and shove that dumpster up my what? Oh, I see the cockroaches are flying. Okay. Shots fired. Shots are fired. So, but anyway, seriously, what kind of rum do I? My favorite is actually Zaya rum, okay, which is a Guatemalan rum. Although, here's what we have. I have a special bottle of rum from my son, Michael Anthony Fitness here. And let me grab this real quick. Everclear. Oh, Cowboy. Man, see, you guys gonna get me in trouble. Everclear, man. Oh my God. I just had a flashback. Oh my God. Son, you might need to hide your ears. No, Everclear, grain punch. Woo! We used to take a trash can.
Looks like that prison stuff.
We used to take a trash can, get the Everclear. Now, see, here's what you had to do. You take the fruit, so you get yourself, like you have to get like watermelon, oranges, lemons, limes, and stuff like that. Stuff that's kind of watery. And you soak it in the Everclear overnight.
It's like prison pie.
Overnight, okay? And you young people, if you're under 21, don't listen,
Like prison
okay?
pie.
I'm not responsible, okay? I'm putting a warning on this. So you soak the fruit overnight. You get yourself a big trash can, all right? You get yourself some Kool-Aid, okay? Okay, you get the Kool-Aid. You get yourself some Sprite. You get yourself some orange juice. And you get yourself some 7-Up. And you end up putting that fruit all in the trash can. And you got to buy the gallon bottles of Everclear. 2 of those. Everclear. It's grain punch. Woo! And man, that's some good tasting stuff. And it was always like, ladies would say, is there alcohol in here? I love the fruit. And all of a sudden it hit him beside the head and you're drunk. I mean, you get the worst drunk. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I said, that's a flashback. But, that was back in my younger days, okay? But here, this right here, this is a prized possession.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
This was given to me by my son, Michael Anthony, when we were actually in Puerto Rico a few months ago, okay? We were down there rebuilding homes. One of the greatest things that I have ever done as far as my own mental health and making me feel grateful. Seeing what people had gone through, knowing that thousands of people have lost their lives, that years later people are still, with tarps on their roofs and things, and that we were able to help some people get themselves together. But we went to the Bacardi Rum Distillery in Puerto Rico. And this bottle right here, let me zoom up here. If you go do the tour, okay, you can get yourself bottles of rum. And this bottle right here, the Bacardi Special Mix, you could only get this in Puerto Rico. And I got to bottle this myself. So this is a special bottle. It says right there, Cowboy Jobu 2019. And this bottle cannot ever be opened until the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl. And what I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm begging and pleading that come February 20, we open and we kill this bottle. That's what I'm hoping for. Oh, yeah, you can run your lawnmower, your truck, and everything. And you don't need much either, too. A couple eye drops is all you need. I'm telling you, that Everclear, woo, we done had some flashbacks. Well, it's nice to know that a giant cockroach wants to shove the dumpster up my rear end. So it's definitely been one of those kind of nights. We've definitely gone 38 minutes into overtime. Oh, John Martin, yes, back in the, yes, we shotgun beers. We used to have the funnels with beer and all. Yeah, man, I went to college, yes, but, I just, you think back. Yeah, those days are long gone. So now, I'm just going to stick to a little shot of rum from time to time. But everybody, I want to thank you all for being here, being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Understand that we don't have too many of these off-season ones left. Soon, we're going to be talking about pre-game Friday night ones before we end up having games. I cannot believe that we are this close to the season. I want to end this on this note right here from my quarterback.
But winners worry about winning, and losers worry about winners. So we're focused on ourselves in this locker room about what we need to do to get better each and every phase of this game. Be ready for this week. We're not worried about he say, she say.
All right. with that being said, guys, it's time to turn out the lights. Any news on the Cowboys, we will be sure to bring it to you guys. I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. I can't do this without you guys. Special thanks to all of my moderators out there, Stephanie, Brian SoCal, Incognito, Miss Jackie, and sorry if I forgot some of you guys, but there's so many people to thank that I just cannot thank all of you guys. It's going to be a fun season. And Cole P., we'll talk. We'll talk, buddy. I'm Mark Holmes. It's time to turn off the lights.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year, start the same old thing again.